was a Monday afternoon practice here in Sunrise, Florida for the Edmonton Oilers. The lines remain the same as we saw in Game 4. I'm pleased to be joined by 630 CHED's Bob Stauffer, of course, a voice of your Edmonton Oilers. And Bob, of course, this is a team that takes the game plan very seriously. But today at practice, they were having fun. They were staying loose. This is certainly a team that's embracing the challenge.
I don't think there's any question they've embraced the challenge, and they've been challenged during the course of the year, and they have that as a fallback. They've been through difficult times. I mean, think back, to the 2-9-1 start, and really for me, the 2-8-1 start. The game in Vancouver on the Monday night, November 6th, they played pretty well in the first period. Ended up losing that game 6-2. They had an off day on the Tuesday, then they had a practice day at UBC on the Wednesday, flew to San Jose and outshot the Sharks 41-18 and lost that game. And that really kind of started the genesis of a potential coaching change. So they were at 3-9-1 when Chris Knobloch came in, and then let's not forget they were at 5-12-1 when they went into Washington. I know you referenced that today with the question with Chris Knobloch. Yes, they had some attention to detail early, then had a little bit of fun in that practice in Washington before that game in the third week of November there. And what I remember about that is the next morning, Chris saying, I think it's coming.
Yeah.
And, well, it came because they won 8 straight games. Then they lost 3. Then they won 16 straight. So they won 24-27. Chris has had a history in his coaching career, even with Kootenay, a far less talented team relative to the level of this team that he's coaching right now. They had an 11-game winning streak in Kootenay the year they won the WHL title. He had multiple 8-10 game plus winning streaks in Erie in the 4 years that he had the 50-plus win seasons. And he's already had 3 pretty long streaks coming off three-game losses stretches. So he's obviously got a bit of a pulse as to how to help things out. But, at the end of the day, I think back to what Bear Bryant said, the best coach is the one that walks off the team with the best players on the bus. And Chris has got pretty good players. They're playing a really good team against Florida. They played a good team against Dallas. But anything is possible, and this team has proven during the course of the season that anything's possible. So we shouldn't be surprised. Go get it. Go get Game 5.
Bob, just going back to that November 23rd practice, it was a Thursday afternoon in Washington. I remember to start, they were just doing a general hurricane drill, nothing too crazy, just getting the feel for the puck. And Chris Knobloch blew the whistle because one player went offside when receiving a pass. That's how fine the details are with head coach Chris Knobloch. Of course, we know what happened on November 24th onward, as Bob alluded to. All right, Chris Knobloch was also fielded a question about momentum, and he said, we'll probably have momentum for maybe one shift because momentum is short-lived in this series. What can we expect from Florida, and what can we expect from the Edmonton Oilers
Well, I
in
think
Game 5?
Edmonton, the emphasis for the Oilers is, and they did some drills today to work on it. I think they know there's going to be a hard forechecking pressure coming from the Florida Panthers at the start of tomorrow's game, and the Oilers are going to have to make plays under duress. And it's not just on the defense; it's on the communication between Stuart Skinner and his defensemen, and it's also in terms of the forwards supported in the Oilers' defensive zone structure. But I think the Oilers know what's coming. That's the thing, and Edmonton really broke the puck out well. Their zone exits were really good as the game wore on in game number 4 that became a bit of a runaway, and they have scored 7 goals in the last 23 shots against Sergei Bobrovsky. So what an opportunity for the Oilers. And isn't it awesome that we're sitting here in Florida in the middle of June and there's only 2 teams standing, and one of them's your Edmonton Oilers.
I was going to say, Bob, how much are you embracing this opportunity?
This is what it's all about. And I will say this, this team has played 9 playoff series now in the last 3 years. I think Edmonton's going to have pretty competitive teams for years to come. And we'll just go see what happens tomorrow. Let's have some fun with it.
And us, Bob, we're in the toy department of life.
We are, absolutely, 100%.
We're ready for game number 5 here in Sunrise, Florida. Tuesday night, Edmonton, Florida, as the Oilers, they look to book a ticket back to Rogers Place for game number 6.